what happened was the first one, when they asked me to just develop this movie, I just immediately presented them with something that was different from what we usually do. I think it was a bit of everything, a bit of luck, because in timing was really good because it was new management for DreamWorks, and I think that new management wanted to, Margie Cohn, who's our president, had arrived just at the time. And I think she wanted to just leave a little bit of imprint the studio with her own brand, a little bit change it from the Jeffrey Katzenberg days. And so she kind of like trusted me just to just take this and just change the visuals a little bit, which was great because I'd always wanted to do that, just blend a little bit of 2D animation, traditional animation with CG, and you don't really know what you're looking at. Like character designs were different, animation style was different. And then she let us really explore that, and I think it became a really strong visual branding for this movie, but also for the studio. And you can tell that we've been doing many other movies since then that are like trying these kind of styles, right? So I'm very excited about it. In this second one, we've been trying to push the style, keep the style because people are used to it, and this is the style of the franchise, but we've been trying to evolve a little bit more. So you'll see a bit more like brush strokes and line work in the background and backdrops. We reshaped the characters a little bit. We pushed the lensing of the cameras, you know, like camera work is a bit more precise, a bit more like with a bigger range. You know, we still have those anamorphic lenses, but we are adding a new lens, which is a fisheye lens, you know, and we're just doing like a really strong deep dive in terms of like the cinematic visual like aspect of the film. And then again, in terms of like stylization of the things, like bigger, stronger 2D effects blended with CG effects, particle simulation. So it really gives that interesting look that you don't quite know what you're looking at. I come from animation. I'm an animator, so I'm very used to, and I come from traditional animation. I draw a lot, so storyboarding, you know, character design, character creation, animation, all the production pipeline, I was pretty used to, pretty good at it. I'm really good at creating images, I think. In terms of script writing, directing actors, you know, that I'd never done before. And then all the back-end sound, music, all of that, never done before either. And so I think I was discovering that in the first one. I think in that second one, then I was a lot more comfortable with those ideas. So script writing allowed us to go deeper, just like a bit more mature in the script in this one, in the second film. Actors direction, I was also like much more prepared, and we were really able to just get them together and improvise with each other, which was like it like gives those performances something a bit more subtle, a bit deeper as well. And then the back end with sound, I knew, and sound and music, I knew a little better how to direct them. My sound guys and my composer, Daniel Pemberton. And I think the last thing is like the relationship with the studio executive. You know, how do you just navigate that relationship? Because like the second movie is also a little bit more scrutiny. You're just a bit more under the spotlight because you've already made one. So how do you approach that relationship, and how do you work together with your head of studios? You know what? There's one. It's a super small reference. It's just one shot, and I don't think. I mean, if you can find if you can find that reference, you're really good. It's when they arrive at Lucha Libre, and their car crumbles down, like the old blue car just destroys. That is a straight reference to a French film called Le Corneau, which is Louis de Funès and Bourvil, where there's these two cars colliding. One is a Rolls Royce, like super sturdy, and Bourvil is driving a little like a deux chevaux, like an old Citroën car, and his car just crumbles down like this. And that I saw that as a kid with my parents. Like, it's an old film from the 50s or 60s, and I couldn't stop laughing at the scene. And like that's almost straight there in the film, in our movie. The DreamWorks team, you know, was trained on the first one. They knew where to go with this one. But even in the first movie, we did a lot of like getting them to to train for that style of animation. It's something that's more, to your point, physical, like stronger posing, like more inspired by, in a way, a little inspired by anime and French animation to a degree. So I would do a lot of drawovers, and then we would use actually a Spanish artist called Jorge Capote, who's an amazing artist who just like does 2D animation, and he would do tons of drawovers as well. But he would also sometimes of action scenes and fight scenes, he would just almost animate everything in 2D over a plate of rebase, and then give that to, either he would animate himself in CG afterwards, or give that to another animator who would do it, referencing his drawings. Fantastic artist, one of the best I know. Well, it's a lot of trying, failing, and doing it again. But no, I mean, like to your point, like that's something we always wanted. Like I think one of the things I'm the most proud of in this movie is the rhythm and the pacing of the film, and that's something I'm really, really, really focused on, where you just like you alternate between like high intensity action scenes, and then you just let the audience rest a little bit, just go into something a bit more emotional, a bit more personal, a bit more quiet, and then bring it slowly, bring it back up again, let it simmer, boil, and then come down again. So I think that's always like approaching it almost like a musical, sentence. The whole film is just a big ride going to pretty crazy extent all the way to the end. It's a really good question. It's hard to answer. I mean, like, again, like, I'm excited about where we're going in terms of, like, all the exploration that is happening right now. Like, you can see that there's all these new IPs, new ideas, new TV shows, feature films that are coming with, like, crazy cool visuals, like, a bit more mature storytelling. And I'm very excited about that. And I think DreamWorks is really part of this conversation, trying to push that kind of like renaissance of CG animation, which is, we've been like chasing kind of classical CG for a while, led by Pixar and Disney. And I think now the audience is looking for something else. The artists and directors want to do something else, try something different that's not just like a simple CG look. And I'm excited about it. I think it's just opening really new doors. I mean, everything is going to coexist, obviously, in a good way. But I think the landscape just opened up massively. And by the way, the tools are getting more and more ready for it, which is super cool.